Good morning, fourth maths students. Now we will discuss the topic development of tasks and activities. Okay, development of tasks and activities. Apart from textbook and syllabus, the teacher himself or herself should help the students to develop their linguistic competence. Okay. If we follow the syllabus and textbook itself, it is enough, well enough. But that alone, following the syllabus and the textbook alone, following the textbook and the syllabus alone by a teacher is not meant to be a responsible teacher. Apart from syllabus and textbook, the teacher should help the students in developing linguistic competence. Not only linguistic competence, the real life knowledge, the real life experience should be given by all the teachers. It is a moral responsibility for all the teachers. Okay, so maybe discussing social issues and the COVID-19 disaster, tsunami disaster, and moral values. In case of moral values, studying literature itself will inculcate moral values. That's why we study prose and poetry. Okay, but in case of maths, the moral value is not that great as the subject doesn't give the scope. Okay, so when your maths teachers, okay, I am a maths teacher, therefore I need not to teach my students moral values. That is not my work, that is not my job. It is the responsibility of language and moral teachers. Teachers, responsible teachers, good teachers should not say so. Inculcating moral values is the responsibility of all the teachers. Okay, so when you study professional ethics in education paper, you would have studied this thing. So it is responsibility of teacher to teach moral values and everything. Okay, so when we teach moral values and other real life experience, along with that, students' linguistic competence should be developed. Okay, so that is said to be task-based learning. Apart from syllabus and apart from syllabus and textbook, the teacher himself or herself should give students some task, and when students do some task, they develop real life knowledge and the linguistic competence. Okay, so that is task are nothing but apart from syllabus and textbook, certain tasks should be given by teachers, and as students do those tasks, they develop real life knowledge, real life experience, and also linguistic competence. So what are all the tasks given by the teachers to develop knowledge, experience, and linguistic competence? That is what we are going to discuss. Okay, so what is task-based teaching? Okay, the development of tasks and activities. So what do you mean by task-based teaching? Task-based teaching is a student-centered approach to second language instruction. Okay, so first of all, it is a student-centered approach. So students themselves do what do they want, and teacher is the guide in helping the students. And it is an offshoot of communicative approach. So it is an offshoot of communicative approach. So what do you mean by offshoot? Addition. It is an addition of communicative approach. Okay. So when English teachers follow communicative approach in language teaching, and these kinds of task-based teaching, development of task and activity, assigning some task and activity is an offshoot, is an addition in this approach in learning language. So in task-based teaching, the focus is on the use of language. Here students move from classroom to the real world. So in task-based teaching, the focus is on the use of language. Okay. So let's say at the 6th standard level, simple present tense and simple past tense, simple future may be present continuous tense. These tenses are taught here at the 6th standard level. And the present perfect tense, past continuous tense, such things are not taught at the 6th grade, 6th standard level. They are not taught so. Okay, but okay, there is definitely teachers should not teach past continuous tense, past perfect tense at the 6th standard level. And and the advanced level of tenses should not be taught to the students at the lower grade, especially 6th standard. Okay, but at the same time, this is the grammar topic. Why should I teach beyond that? This mentality should not be developed by English teachers or any teachers, maths or science or social teachers. Okay, all teachers they should not develop such kind of attitude. This is what given in the syllabus, and I need not to teach beyond that. Okay, so beyond the syllabus, there are many moral values, many things should be taught to our students. Okay, so in task-based teaching, the focus is on the use of language. Students move from classroom to the real world. So, beyond syllabus, students should move out of the classroom and they should face the real life experience. Okay, so that is responsibility of all the teachers. And so not only language teachers, all subject teachers should have this responsibility. And as an English teacher, when we do some kind of beyond moving away from classroom activities and tasks, and along with that, the teacher should help the students to develop their linguistic competence. Okay, so this is the thing. And what kind of task can be given? Examples are given, that is going for a field work and moving away from classroom, and when students move away from classroom, the teacher, language, especially language teachers, should help the students to develop their language skills. Okay, so that is the thing. And let's say role play, field work, project work, visiting a company, debates for group discussions. They are all examples of tasks and activities. Okay. Of course, I often conduct group discussions, debates in my classroom. But having an online class, we will also have such kind of discussion. Okay. So they are all examples of tasks and activities. And if it is going beyond the syllabus, and let's say facing what kind of actually I really wanted to ask you the question: how many of you suffer from coronavirus, and what kind of experience that you have, and how can you overcome this one, and what are all the experience of the persons who almost kissed their death because of COVID-19, and what kind of mentality, and you just ask your relation, your friends, and share in the online class. I have this idea, and there are also example of tasks and activities. Okay, when many people today morning also the headlines is that in Goa 26 patients died because of lack of oxygen supply. Okay, and what is the reason of it? Is that only one person, Narendra Modi, is responsible for it, or all of us to take the responsibility of this? And such kind of discussion should be definitely the teacher should do. Okay, and this is not in our syllabus. In our syllabus, in our textbook, or even in our curriculum, but the teacher education curriculum, it is not there. Yet, as a responsible teacher, she should assign these kinds of tasks to her students, and when they do these tasks, their linguistic competencies is also developed. Okay, 1 second. So these are examples of tasks and activities. So students move away from classroom and they face a real life experience, and thus students' linguistic competencies develop. The process of task-based learning itself teaches some important skills. Not only linguistic skills, the process of task-based learning itself teaches some important skills. Apart from linguistic competence, it teaches the students learn some other important skills. The students learn how to ask questions, how to negotiate meaning, and how to interact in and work within groups. Okay, so students move away from the classroom and they interact with the people. Students develop the skill of asking questions, negotiating with the people, and developing meaning out of it, and how to work within groups. All these kinds of life skills are developed by students when students assign these tasks and activities. This helps students to be successful in life. Most importantly, develops students' linguistic competence. Okay. So along with linguistic competence, students develop, they know how to be successful in life. Okay, because they face the real life experience. Okay, so this is task-based teaching. Okay, that is often students should be given assigned role play, tour program should be conducted, field work, project, or visiting a company, debates and group discussion, and such things should be given by teachers. Now, types and examples of task and activities. MS Prabhu cites 3 basic types of tasks. First one is information gap activities. That is gathering information. Information gap activities involve transfer of information from one person to another person. So, example, role play and calling a customer care about getting information in the hotel, TV programs, radio programs, even visiting, going for a tour. All these are information gap activities. So because students go out of the classroom and they gather information and perform. Okay, role play. See, for example, Arun Prasad, I give a role play for Arun Prasad and Tanish. And okay, Arun Prasad, you act as a doctor, and Tanish, you act as a patient. And I am planning to give such kind of task to you, and because as we learn, and actually I already had after completing the syllabus, let me give such kind of task to the students. I had this idea, but we will do it after completing our syllabus. This is my plan. Say for example, if I definitely I will give you some task and activities. But this example, for example, I am saying, okay, Arun Prasad, you act as a doctor, and Tanish, you act as a patient. You go out and gather information and go out in the sense, the main purpose of assigned task and activities, students should go out of the classroom, go out of the house, and they face the real experience. But today this is not the situation. But you can gather information by calling persons. Okay, so you have, apart from syllabus library, you call person, gather information. Karan Prasad asked some doctor whom he is acquainted with, and what is your experience of treating corona patient? And I assigned the task to Tanish. Okay, you are going to act as a corona patient, and you gather information about the experience of corona patients. And actually in the classroom they act as a role play, and if I have some severe breathing problem, I have such a kind of sufferings, and Prasad he acts as a doctor, and okay, don't worry, first of all leave away your fear, develop self-confidence, that is the most important treatment for you, and they act, that is the example of role play, and by that they develop language skills, and your friends and all of us develop the real experience. Okay, this is the experience of coronavirus. So, and that is done and role play and calling customer care. And let's say, for example, you have some problem in phone, and you call the customer care, okay, and deliberately I ask you to call the customer care and interact with him in English and share your experience, okay. That is also so now you interact with the customer care in English, and that is that develops linguistic skills as well as real life experience. And okay, so you visit your portal and get to gather information. What kind of rooms are there? Single bedroom, double bedroom. What kind of facilities are there in that portal? You go to visit the hotel and gather information. So in this hotel they have these kinds of facilities. So this is also example of gathering information. This is a task, and by the task you develop skills, and especially linguistic skills. So you sit a tour. So one day is to be field trip, and if it is 3 4 days, that is tour program. And today it is impossible to go for tour program. And in education system, it should be done. Tour program should be done in college as well as at the school level. When they go for tour, okay, gather information about the place, gather information, the historical moments of Mahabalipuram. So that is the example of information gap activities. Okay, so teachers should often assign such kind of activities to students. And second one is reasoning gap activities. This such kind of activities should be given by students. Students get information, derive out reasons. Okay. After getting information, students derive out reasons. So, project work is best example of reasoning gap and decision campaign. Okay. See, in tour program, your previous batch students, your seniors go to Uti and they visit a tea company. Okay. In there they have the experience how the leaves are gathered, how they are processed, and they have such kind of real experience. And so the answers for how they do it, and what do they do it, and why do they do it, and such kind of okay, this is for this purpose they are doing it, and they reason out. Let's say why. Unlike the first wave, second wave, actually the second wave is not severe in other countries. And I actually really want to know the reason. Why second wave of COVID-19 is not severe in other countries, but only in India it is very severe. Okay, in first wave, America and all European nations, European nations, China and America, and even Brazil suffered a lot in first wave of coronavirus. But in second wave, most of the people are vaccinated, and still this virus is spreading, but not to the extent of first wave. But in second wave, India is the most affected country in the world. Okay, why this is happening? Okay, so if I give you the project why the second wave of corona is so severe only in India, not in other countries. What is the reason? This is actually a project work. Okay, so you have to do lots of research, you have to take lots of time, at least 1 month should be given to you. And after gathering information, and you yourself find out the reason for it. Okay, so this is to be a project work and field work. You go to the place and derive out the reason. Okay, so this is an example of reasoning gap activities and opinion gap activities. Okay, here students are asked to convey their opinions. One second. So for conducting group discussions and debates are examples of debates and examples of opinion gap activities. So each and every students should give their opinions. When they give their opinions, their English skills are developed. Okay, so for this there is no reason for doing some kind of project, or you simply say your opinion, and what is the reason for your opinion? Okay, the difference between research and opinion is that research is providing a proper evidence. Okay, and let's say for example, what is the reason for sexual harassment? Okay, what is the reason for a rape incident? And most of the people's opinion is that women's dress code is not proper, and so that rape incidents are happening. So this is only an opinion, and this opinion is also wrong opinion. Okay, so I just want to say no, your opinion is wrong. People's opinion is wrong, and this is my opinion, and I should go out of my house and do some kind of research work. No, this even 6 months babies and actually 6-month boy babies, even boy children are also being sexually harassed. Okay, and that is the reality. Okay, so women's dress code have nothing to do with rape incident. So if I make if this is opinion, if this is my opinion, and the opinion becomes a true statement only after doing some proper research. Okay, after doing proper research, my opinion became true statement. Okay, so this is the difference between personal opinion and true statement. Okay, so in case of field work and project work, we have to go out of the house and the classroom and do some research. But in case of debates and group discussion, you are just simply asked to share your opinions. Okay, so though it is not there in syllabus or in textbook, teachers should often conduct debates and group discussions. Okay, so what are the steps for successful task-based teaching? So before doing simply, the teacher cannot give the task to students, and there are a few steps. First step is start with a pre-task activity. Clear instruction should be given to students. Okay, so what is your task? Clarity of task by the teacher, and what you have to do. Such kind of clear instruction should be given to the student by the teacher. So this is the first step of a successful task-based teaching, and follow the actual task cycle. Okay, when it is given to the students, it is responsibility of the teacher. Okay, are you doing this today? What you did? For tomorrow, what is the plan of? What is your plan? Such kind of follow-up should be given by the teacher, and the students should always, this is what we are doing it. Such kind of follow-up activities on the particular task should be done by the teacher as well as by the students, and ends with post-task review. After the task is over, okay, you did a great job. Okay, this is what we do, and here in future we should do this one, and we should not do this one. Such kind of post-task review should be done. Yes, what you did is correct, and you have to improve on these things. And such kind of post-task review should be done by the teacher, and give relevant homework assignment. Instruction of homework should have clarity. Okay. So what you do in the classroom can be given by teacher, and teacher can easily interact with the students. But when the students go out of the classroom, their students are completely out of control, and in that when you see the place you have to do this thing and you should not do this thing. Such kind of clear instructions should be given by the teacher. Okay. See, literary club is also example of task-based activities. Okay, there you have debates and group discussion and various competitions. Definitely, competition also belong to task and activities. Okay, so this is the thing. So that's all. That's the end of this topic: development of task and activities. Okay. Now let me ask you questions. So you yourself creatively can imagine that you are a teacher. When you become a teacher, what are all the tasks and activities that you would like to give to your students, especially English-based task and activity. Okay, creatively think and give assign your students some tasks and activities. So this is the question. So if you are a teacher, what kind of tasks and activities are you going to give to your students? Okay, so that's all. Thank you.